everybody, and welcome back to another educational bird video to teach you how to care better for your birds. So they actually joined me for once. I think they like the ring light. I finally got a ring light because I was realizing, man, when days are not sunny, my quality goes down so bad. So invested in a ring light. Yay! So today's topic can apply to pretty much any parrot suffering through this issue. I just want to apply it particularly to Quaker parrots since they are known to have very bad territorial and aggression issues. Lots of people struggle with this. I've received quite a few DMs in this past week talking about, what do I do? My Quaker parrot is very territorial. Oh, they left. They're very territorial and they're getting aggressive with me. I don't know what to do. I can't get near their cage. This happens so much. See, Quaker parrots, the bane of my existence, I love them though, they have different life stages, different seasonal stages, and just like any parrot who goes through these particularly affect them in a more negative way. As a Quaker parrot and you got them from a baby, you know that when you first got them, they were super sweet, super loving, very social birds. And then suddenly they hit puberty and they did a complete 180 change and they're mean now. They are aggressive, they're bitey, they're territorial, they are no longer that nice bird that you once had. Or if they're a rescue or they're rehomed and you took them in, most likely they're gonna have this behavioral issue like super amplified, because one of the main reasons that Quakers get rehomed a lot is due to this territorialism and aggression that people don't know how to deal with or won't be willing to work through with the bird in order to correct this behavior. Now, there are times when it's very difficult to correct the behavior, like in puberty, they get very angsty, it amplifies, and you just kind of gotta wait it out. It usually just lasts less than a year, and it is not fun. During this time, we got attacked by him a lot, bitten a lot, he flew to chase to bite us. It's a very difficult time, they're going through a lot of hormonal changes. I've talked about this before. It's just helping them out, giving them good nutrition, and, really just waiting it out. And I promise you, after puberty, maybe they might be angsty, but they're definitely not going to be as aggressive anymore. The other time that really can't be helped when this behavior becomes a very big problem is during nesting season. This usually happens in spring, and birds get a hormonal influx where they get the need to mate, to find a home, build a nest, and have eggs and babies. During this time, you will notice your parrot is more aggressive, more territorial. They are wanting to mate with something, maybe even you if you're the only other one. Just gotta wait it out. This usually just lasts about a month or two, depending how long springtime lasts. They have their own circadian rhythm, they have their own clock internally, and it lets them know when spring is over and they lost their chance. So aside from these two seasons, if your Quaker parrot is still behaving the same outside of these two events, then yes, it is a behavioral issue that needs to be corrected. So let's focus on number one, which is first territorialism. There we go. So usually people who have cages for their Quaker parrots will experience a lot of territorialism, in which a lot of times makes it difficult to change their food, bring them out of their cage, even touching their cage. They'll come out and get aggressive and try and bite you and scare you away. This is not okay. It's okay for them to feel like they have their own space, but it's not okay for them to attack you for you trying to do something for them. Keep in mind, if you have anything that resembles a nesting box, please take this away unless you have birds who you want to mate or are a couple and can't reproduce like mine. It's not a good idea to have a nesting box because these do cause an increase in hormonal activity and territorialism and aggression. So best not to have that if it's not necessary. So my first tip about the territorialism, we for example have a tree stand, something that is not in box, but it's still their space, and they still did get territorial over it until we worked on it. Kiwi's mocking me now. The first thing that you can do is try to move them away, a completely separate room where their cage, their stand, whatever it is that's their territory, and try and bond with them and spend the day with them outside of that area. Of course, bring them back when they need to eat every once in a while, but it's a good idea to just keep them away from what they deem as their territory so they start to form a better bond with you and know that you're part of their flock, you're allowed to be around them. None of the tips I'm gonna say are going to be fixed in a day. This can be days, months, depending on how strong their behavioral issue is, can take years to correct. You have to be patient. You signed up for a Quaker parrot. It's kind of part of it. The second tip I have is kind of like an exposure therapy. So I once saw a girl recommend this and I tried it out. I will link her video down below if I can find it again. But she recommended you just touch everything. in front of your Quaker parrot and kind of just be like, hey, this is mine, this is ours, look, I can touch this. And yeah, maybe the first few times they'll run over and be like, hey, you can't touch that, but you just, you know, softly go, hey, it's okay, every single day a little bit, and they start to be like, okay, it's fine, you know, this isn't as bad as I thought. So just practice doing that with their cage territory. Maybe not shove your hand right in their cage, maybe just above their cage, just keep it around them. And they'll start to understand that, you know, we can share a space. It's not just yours. I'm not going to take away your home or anything. And do this in whichever area your Quaker parrot has deemed their territory, because like I said, they have a territorialism issue. Kiwi used to be territorial over our doors, our refrigerators, our cabinets. We couldn't get near anything without him attacking us because he thought, hey, this is mine. So we put this into motion and we, you know, started touching it in front of him. We were like, hey, look, it's okay. Hey, don't worry, don't bite. You know, it's okay. And just like lightly touch it. Don't like aggressively like grab it or something. But just, you know, slow exposure therapy every single day. And eventually, you know what? He doesn't care. We did this as well with his tree stand, with their box, and they have no care in the world. If I get near it, I put my hand inside it, I have to change something, no issue there. If they're territorial over their food and water, try eating next to them or eat your meal or share a meal with them, because this will help them understand that you're part of the flock. You need to share the food with them, and you know, they'll understand it's meal time together instead of this is my meal and nobody else can touch it. The only thing he's still territorial about is mango. That is my 2 really best offerments for the territorial issue. I do find that these do help. So now we're gonna move on to the aggression. Aggression can be linked with the territorialism, but if they're just getting aggressive over your existence, this could be due to a few reasons. I've already mentioned 2 separate causes. Another one can also be that they're overstimulated. Quakers have an issue where if they are too excited, there's too much sunlight, there's too much going on, they become overstimulated, and that overstimulation turns from, you know, excitement, like, whoa, what's going on, to I'm going to attack everybody. So make sure, if it is overexposure to light, make sure they have a strict bedtime. You know, let's say they wake up at 8 a.m., they go to sleep at 8 p.m. Routine like that will help keep them in check. If the environment's too loud, too rowdy, too much is going on, calm the environment down. We've talked about this, a calm environment equals a calm bird. If they're overstimulated because you're playing with them and they're getting too excited about this, or there's like, you know, you're just interacting with them so much, they're getting too excited, you will learn to read their behavior. It can be tricky, but you'll learn that like part where they're just about to cross the line of overstimulation and you stop everything. This is just from practice. This is just from being around your bird, getting to know them. But if they do cross over into that overstimulation area, leave them alone, leave them for a while, a timeout in their cage, or you just go to a separate room, let them calm down, let them breathe, and they will get over it. It does not last forever. If they're flying to attack you, which yes, Quakers do this, they could have the greatest bond with you, but if something you even like looked at them weirdly pisses them off, yes, they're like that. Best thing to do is, you know, if they fly over to bite you, obviously try not to get bitten. If you do, don't react. Simply, even if it hurts, and yes, I'm sorry, this takes practice, just put them back, give them a timeout, let them calm down, let them know what behavior was not correct. Just simply correct that behavior. And, you know, even if it's not because of overstimulation, over light exposure, they just have their moments. I don't know how to explain it. Quakers are very angry, they're very sassy. They're extremely intelligent, but they use this for the wrong reasons, where, you know, if they feel like they're being looked at funny, or they're not getting enough attention, or, you know, you just did something to piss them off, that's just how they're gonna react. So I have said this before, having a Quaker is not an easy parrot to have. They're very difficult, they require a lot of time, but please, if you decided to get a Quaker, please understand you are gonna have to be going through a lot of behavioral issues, whether they're a rescue or not. Mine was literally from 4 months old, and, you know, he had this just naturally. It's a genetic thing for them. So please help work through this, reward good behaviors, you know, limit the environment from, you know, rowdy and overstimulating to just relax, calm music. I like to play lofty beats in the background. They also like the chimes music. like these kinds of noises. Anything that's like just relaxing is very nice to them. Aside from other, you know, aggressive behaviors like not getting what they want, any tantrums, please refer back to my video about why my bird is biting and screaming. That will cover anything that I may have missed here. This is just particularly towards Quaker behavior that I highly noticed. And if you do have a rescue Quaker, please be patient with them. They most likely got rehomed because of this issue, and they know which owners are going to be patient with them, are going to be loving to them. And you know, sometimes, you know, they know that like some people are very like short-tempered with them, and that's not going to help the situation. They need patience, they need a lot of love. So please be patient and loving with them. Please take a lot of your time in your day, because it's gonna take a lot of time and day to just work through this. So I hope this helped to explain maybe reasons why they're behaving this way, reasons to fix it. If you guys have any specific questions, feel free to leave them in the comments down below, or DM their Instagram. Usually I'll reply more towards theirs than mine personally. Make sure to check out our social media links down below. Make sure to like the video, hit subscribe if you want to see more videos of us, any recommendations you guys have. I have tons of videos I need to put out. We are going to be trying to post 2 times a week now, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Bye!